Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
Pugs Dread.
Namaste.
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
So we're live today. We're just going to call it it's basically October, so it's honorary October. Hope everybody's doing well. How have you guys been?
Staying safe out there on your coast over there, Dan. Thoughts, prayers, all that bullshit, and the real stuff. We do care, so please be okay.
And those people, and whoever's out in Florida too.
Yes, I know we have several listeners in Florida, and I think they got it a lot worse than I will.
Well, like, there's a couple million without power right now. So when you catch up on this episode, we're glad you're alive and you made it.
Yes, shout out B Movie Mike, region free. He's in Florida. Last I heard, he's okay though.
I got a buddy who moved out there like 2 months ago. So.
Yeah, I have some family out there actually, so I wonder what the fuck they're doing.
We almost moved to the Tampa area, but I'm kind of glad we landed in Georgia just because I don't know. It just seems like you're constantly, and a lot of times it amounts to nothing, but I don't know. I hate being under that. You guys are used to it with the fires, but I hate that. Like, is this going to be like the apocalyptic event?
So. You just wanted to go to Hogan's Beach Shop.
That is true. I've been to both locations, Todd. It's pretty awesome.
Dan, I don't think that's the brag you think it is.
It's both beach. You would go to the beach shop too, Todd.
I'm not going to brag.
I don't think it would take that tone. That's how I visited.
That was a good time. Kamala was there not too long before he.
How many legs?
That is the legless Kamala.
Come on, man. Don't fucking do Kamala like that. That ain't right, Todd.
I wanted a Kamala Zach Gowen.
I'm a Uganda guy.
Nobody gets that, but I do, and that's awesome.
Laugh, asshole.
Your laugh doesn't matter, dude.
Well, we get it. I'm just saying that's kind of a there's no way, but you're right. Shout out Uganda as well.
Too many wrestling.
Too many wrestling references. I know, but that's it. Halloween Havoc's coming up, so it fits.
I will say I'll give you an update on my COVID bullshit. I still have COVID brain, so I'm still stupid right now, but my breathing way better. So
we're glad to hear.
Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Every time you go out now, there's like a scare, so it's somebody had it.
We'll see if I survive Bad Bunny. That's a Saturday, I believe.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to avoid, I was going to go to Netherworld before, but with Scarefest coming up, I'm like, my luck, that's where I will get something. So
yeah, just hold off. Play it smart,
yeah.
Dan.
Yeah, the next month I'm going to try and keep it low risk to not screw anything up. But
see all the senoritas.
There you go. I don't get Bad Bunny. When he did the WWE thing,
I like it, but he doesn't like it. Well, you trained them you know what? I'm going to leave that on the table.
I did it.
Chihuahua?
I tried.
Are you getting mad? Is he getting mad?
It's my Quark, the pug Chihuahua mix.
As long as it's not a shepherd, bro.
He tries to fight everything. Like, he'll see a squirrel outside, and it's just like, I'm going to fuck it up. And he,
get it.
Yeah.
Right on.
The biggest biters are male Chihuahuas. People think pit bulls, but male Chihuahuas are like.
You're reminding me of one of my recent exes. She had 2 of them. They were a fucking pain in the ass.
Annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
I love all dogs, but they're annoying. Shut up.
They're good dogs. But they're very protective. And they think they can fight anything, which is hilarious. So, yes. Shout out.
Father. Yeah.
Shout out to Punisher in the chat. Hope everybody's having a great Halloween season. Quick plug. Keep an eye out for our David Howard Thornton interview dropping very, very soon. Art the Clown. I think that came out really good. Also, our Terrifier 2 review. Those will be separate shows. So
that will be this Sunday.
Yes, you're pretty much now heading towards a flesh wound overload because you're going to have shit every day.
Every fucking day, yeah.
Yeah, literally every day, sometimes twice a day. We are your home for Halloween content.
Haunted home, Dan. Come on.
Haunted home for Halloween content.
As of now, pretty much 2 shows every Monday.
Yeah. You've got Roman dropping some horror themed comedy.
Dan's an honorary oos, so that's.
I already pitched it. We need to make honorary Ozzy shirts for the Flesh Wound Cartel store. We've got
honorary Oz.
No,
honorary V.
The next time I see him, I'm just gonna be walking around like this everywhere. Just
me and Pug's already
in the sky.
discussed it. We have a Dahmer inspired shirt
For Ozzy?
No,
I take it that's for me, obviously.
100%.
Well, yeah, you're the cornerstone of the community, Dan. Come on.
I am the cornerstone. So anyways, that's
All
what
right,
somebody else. Anyways,
This isn't going to get better. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're gonna have a good time here. What's
What
up,
fucking
Chris?
what fucking movie's got?
yeah, it's gonna heat up. I think with the next movie probably. Our first film of the evening from director Olivia Wilde is
Ooh, bitch.
I don't know what the beef is
damn.
there.
I'm Team Florence Pugh. Fuck that hoe. Anyway, continue.
Don't worry, darling. A 1950s housewife living with her husband in a utopian experimental community begins to worry that his glamorous company could be hiding disturbing secrets. Okay, so
would you like me to go first, Dan?
No,
so
I want Dan to go first.
Okay.
You want me to go first on this one?
Okay.
So it's not made for me. So I'm gonna
Dan,
get that out of the way.
I'm going to pause
first.
it. I'm going to give you props for opening with that, Dan.
That's growth. Ah.
Yeah,
I know.
but I still don't think it's going to be of a great appeal to most. This movie's made for middle-aged women.
I think you're a little off. I think it's just made for women.
I'd say middle-aged women.
He would know. Come on.
Yeah,
Mansplain to me why this movie's what it is.
So it's the typical. You saw the trailer. Typical kind of Truman Show-ish feel. It plays out exactly as you're expecting. This thing is by the numbers as fuck. Florence Pugh is amazing. She always is. She's a great actress. I love Florence Pugh. She kept me from trying to find a way to hang myself from the rafters, because this is.
I don't believe it because you're
every
play.
Every single man in the movie is a complete fucking piece of shit. It's definitely one of those 2022 movies, and if that annoys you, this will annoy you. It's well acted. Harry Styles, who I'm not watched a ton of his stuff. I know he's a big musician, and I know he spits on his co-stars.
He did not spit on him, but if you want to believe that, go for it. No, dude. Okay.
Literally turned, and you could see.
No, the timing. His phone was in his lap, along with his fucking sunglasses. He got a text that caught off guard as Harry Styles moving down. It looks awesome. It's great press, but people need to fucking relax.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He spit on Captain Kirk. He can go fuck himself. Although, and I don't really care. I don't like this Captain.
I was just gonna say, Dan Gids.
I made it fit.
All of a sudden, he likes the Star Wars treks.
Yeah, they're
maybe
they're better than that, but not by much. So yeah, it's the typical Stepford Wives, Truman Show. Obviously, things aren't as they seem, and it's a very bland, boring Hollywood film that might appeal to non-horror middle-aged women who just kind of want a light thriller. That's where I would put it. Everybody does a good job acting wise. It's a little long too, because again, nothing happens here. And I'm curious to hear your review, because nothing happens that catches you off guard or surprises you. You have seen this a million times, and it's been done better. It's just so bland, man. I didn't like it, but again, not made for me. So
once again, good job, Dan.
Yeah, that shocks the shit out of me. All right,
say
that's cool.
some more offensive stuff before we close. But anyways, Pugs.
Well, across the board, Florence Pugh, I think we can all agree, she's amazing. So whatever she does, we're always going to be entertained by that. I will give Dan props because like this story is paper thin and we've seen it all before. There's like the feminist message though I think fails because I would join this community. This is awesome.
I'm trying to figure out how to book my way in there.
Yeah, so like I'm honestly all about that. The coming home to that meal every day alone, totally worth it. So Dan, I know you have to agree on that part.
The food looked on point.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's the other stuff. Anyway, go ahead and continue with your typing. This movie, though, is just okay. I don't think it's like masterful at all. It is, I would say, style over substance, but that style is still a little bit played out. I think Olivia Wilde is a competent director, and she's growing, and I would give her another shot. But again, I am team Florence Pugh, and Florence Pugh don't like you. I'm gonna have a hard time. She cheated on Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso fucking served her divorce papers at Comic-Con. So that's fucking hilarious.
Wow, is there video of that?
Yes,
that's gangster.
Dude, she cheated on him. Fuck that bitch.
Oh yeah, no, fuck her.
Yeah,
but I do like that. That is a little mean, but he's a comedian too, so that's funny as fuck.
I think that's fair game. You can be as mean as you want if you bust them. Yeah,
but yeah,
not physical, but you can be as mean as you want.
Yeah, feminist message failed, and the whole story starts going south once a certain section of people start acting up. So that part, I'm like, well, now it's going downhill, and I called it. Some questions some questions went unanswered, and like this movie kind of requires some of that, but I wasn't interested enough to keep pressing the issue.
The work portion, is that what you're talking about? You may not get that. I'm trying to be vague.
We're not going to. It's towards the end, but the work part I got because that's stupid. Go ahead.
You can speak of it in spoilers too. The part you're leaving out.
Yeah, there was it would seem there was an easy fix for the villains. I'll put it that way.
There's really no real villainous person or protagonist because she's kind of annoying too. But that's all women.
I think there are villains in this.
Are they though?
See, here's the thing. I think this is like made for this cis white male. I mean, you got the perfect fantasy, and who's the one who makes it all unravel?
Mm-hmm. It's also, I got it. Escapism is a big part in this, and I don't want to spoil too much, but there's when you think about the movie, with what the trailer looks like, that's exactly how you're gonna feel. I think I liked it a little bit, but I don't sway either way. I understand the hate. I get some of the praise because it looks pretty, but story wise, I'm this just is whatever. It's whatever.
There's two movies more Ex Machina and not what they did with this.
I would go with what you said, Truman Show, and then another one that would probably reveal too much, so I'm not going to say that.
I think it's the same one. Is it starring I can say who it is without
a Bill and Ted event, alumni?
No.
Okay, well then we'll
talk
later.
Alumni.
She's in one of them, so.
Okay, well, there we go.
All right, but yeah, it's whatever. This one, I do think you could wait to watch it at home on streaming. I think that would have done a lot better. There.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle on this one. It was paint by the numbers. It was predictable. I like the concept, but again, not something we've seen before. I think. I was I want to go here. How do I? That was my whole thing. So I was having fun with that portion.
Mm-hmm. That's why feminist message failed. This place looks fucking awesome.
We're gonna talk about it more though because I don't know that I would. There's a little bit.
Oh, no,
okay, Dan.
But think about it though. There is. Yeah, we'll talk more.
There is zero fucking downfall as long as you have a good time.
This is very much a 2022 movie, and I do not mean that in a good way.
There is a show that does this 150 times better. It's a British show.
Oh, you can't say what it is, I guess.
Not until spoilers.
Okay. It just. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody out here that'll love this that has never watched The Stepford Wives or Truman Show or some of the other, stuff.
I did want to be that glass window. Not gonna lie. when she got pushed. I was like,
Florence Pugh is gorgeous,
and talented.
But there's also nothing there that we might.
I would tell you this though: if she wasn't in this, I would have a very hard time sticking around. Dakota Johnson originally had the role, so I probably would stick around too. But like Florence Pugh is way more talented than she is, even though I love both.
Yeah, it might be doing well because it was about a half full theater for me.
Well.
There was like an older dude and his wife, and I could see him nodding off like through the whole thing. So.
Or she was giving him a hand job. This is a perfect movie for that bullshit. So.
Must be a shitty one if he's falling asleep, though.
It could be relaxing, dude. Maybe like all fucking amazing.
I have this one old guy. That's why I avoid going early on Mondays. That every time he falls asleep, and I just clap loud as I can, and he wakes up.
You should throw one of your pretzel bites if his mouth is open.
Now, was I good? Was I good tonight, Ty? Because we had this whole like, don't fuck up our screeners, Dan. Don't say something offensive. I think I was good
for women, sure. Yeah.
No.
Good boy. Do you need positive reinforcement every fucking time, Dan?
The cornerstone needs a.
They don't suck your dick enough everywhere else.
Well, first off, Dan just said we're the horror side the way he said that comment. So I only said lube it up. And second off, no. See, here's my thing with these. And this is why I tell you to settle it down. Because in about a year or two, you're going to be like, we need to pull all these episodes. And I'm not doing that. That's my problem with it.
I think
we're pulled all the radio
extra
ones. You also said some things. I'm just saying, Dan, I'm not going to pull all this because you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said all this.
It is a 2022 movie. I'm polite, but yeah, I don't think a lot of guys are going to like this. And I'll stick by that. You may not agree. I think most dudes are going to be looking at their watch. And
I told Kruger to stay home.
I'm glad I did.
Oh yeah, Kruger, you would hate it more than me.
Well, it's not really a horror film. It's definitely more sci-fi.
No, it's not. There's some moments that, yeah, you could kind of pull it into the horror genre if you wanted to, but
sci-fi is
barely.
I don't think. Yeah,
there's an Atroz scene that's pretty cool, but it goes fucking nowhere.
Atroz scene, you said?
Yeah. It goes nowhere, dude.
Does it involve a dildo with a fucking razor blade taped to the end of it?
Plastic wrap.
Yeah. There is not a single dildo in sight, Kruger, unfortunately.
Except for the one.
So
tongue action.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, this is kind of just a bland. Yeah,
I do like it more than like. I don't know. We'll rate it soon.
That's cool. It could have been shorter too.
Way shorter.
Because it doesn't do anything special or require the longer running time.
The table scene though, Dan, that was pretty fucking good. But that's really the only time like we get character interaction. So
yeah, actually I could have used a little bit more of Chris Pine's character in this.
I agree.
Because that's the few points where it does kind of come to life.
He bores me so much. I mean, in whatever he's in, I was just kind
of I don't consider him a great actor. Again, I'm not a fan of the new Star Trek movies, but he was pretty good in this. Like you said, and maybe that's more on Florence Pugh.
Harry Styles didn't do a very bad job either for not really being an actor. Well, he did 1970, that war movie, the Wonder.
1917.
Thank you.
Was he?
He was the angry vet, the angrier one. He did fine here, but he still needs work. But he held his own.
I think
for the little he had to do.
There wasn't enough for them to work with in this.
That's it right there.
All right, so I guess we can go ahead and rate it. On the acting front, I give it a 1, but I never want to see this again.
Wow. I'm a 3 out of 5. I probably could go to a 3.5 out of 5 just because Florence kills it, but it's too fucking long.
Yeah, I'm a 3 also on it. But wait for shoot. Paramount, right? So we should have it on Plus.
Is it Paramount? I don't remember.
I'm trying to think. I know I'm normally good on the studio.
Oh, but fuck Olivia Wilde. Yeah.
I want to see this video. Did she cry? Did she sell it?
No, she opens it, does a smirk, and she looks pissed off the rest of the fucking presentation. So
yeah, I hope he wrote "fuck you, you cheating bitch" at the end of it.
I'm sorry, not divorce papers. They're custody papers. They weren't married. So like, it was
custody pay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, still. Go Ted Lasso.
That's awesome. Was he sitting next to her? Sorry to keep asking about
He
this.
wasn't there.
All right. God, that's fucking cool. How did a server get in there to serve him papers?
It's a convention.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
It was Comic-Con, dude.
That's interesting. Was able to get close enough to do that, though. But
it's not that hard.
Ted Lasso, thumbs up. You got style. All right, so moving on to our next film of the evening, which is a Screambox original from director-writer Connor Borrow, When the Screaming Starts. In this one, when Norman Graysmith is invited into the home of an aspiring serial killer, Aidan Mendel, he believes he has the subject for the documentary that will make his career. All right. So mockumentaries are kind of hit or miss for me. Usually miss. Like sometimes I just don't quite gel with it. I can't name too many mockumentaries that are hilarious.
What We Do in the Shadows.
I was about to say What We Do in the Shadows. This is Spinal Tap. I mean, there are examples where they're pretty good, but usually
Behind the Mask.
Incident
Behind the
Loch
Mask,
Ness.
yeah.
That's a good one.
I need to watch that again, actually.
Funny as shit.
Yeah.
Blair Witch. Not that I'm a fan.
Well, mockumentary though. I'm talking more
No,
like
Todd was taking a jab. That's fine.
comedy. So
Waiting for Guffman. Jamie Hart says, "What's up?"
Yeah.
what's up, Jamie? But they're never hilarious. Like I never really find myself just losing my shit on a mockumentary.
You didn't lose your shit in What We Do in the Shadows?
I did, but that's a rare
okay.
example.
Okay, well,
Like,
I'm just
what
going to
was
say
that
this.
cheerleader slasher comedy? Was it Drop Dead Gorgeous? Like I know, I could be wrong. I know a lot of people
Are you
like
thinking
that
of
back
Assassination Nation, which isn't?
No, I'm thinking late '90s.
Well, I'm just going to say it now because I will hate myself later. CB4, my favorite mockumentary of all time.
Yeah, it never worked for me, and I get it.
Not a hoodie classic, huh?
It's not a hood.
Did you like Antrim?
Oh, love Antrim, yeah, but that's not a
Yeah,
that's not a mockumentary. Again, I'm saying comedy, like mockumentary comedy. So, anyways, yes, this one did make me laugh more than a few times. I love the guy who was at the serial killer auditions and thought he was like seeing some yogi about a yoga class.
So fucking funny.
That was a recurring gag that I really thought was, and I can't, at one point he just goes like, I don't think we're doing yoga.
Yeah.
But yet he keeps hanging around. I really like that. I thought all the actors were on point. For a lower budget movie, I think everybody kind of hit it. You've got the social media influencer, the creepy twins who were both fantastic. Masood was the yoga guy who might actually be my favorite part of the entire movie.
Really, the Dan character's not your guy? The one that really couldn't go in?
Are we talking Aiden, the serial killer? I don't know who we're talking.
No. That's giving you too much props. The fucking bald dude.
Oh,
the one in the blue shirt.
So
you're cooler than he is, but you know that's Dan territory.
I think they missed an opportunity with that character.
Put a hat on him.
If we talk about it in spoilers,
okay.
Like there's a way they could have ended this that I thought they might, and I think would have been hilarious.
Stingray.
But yeah, I dug it. I some of the we're like the Manson family minus the racism. that's another like recurring gag that I thought was really funny. And when it comes to the gore, there's still actually some pretty solid gore here. It gets a little more, it's a little somewhat serious, I guess, towards the end, more so than I thought with the tone at the beginning. And yeah, I had a good time. Kruger, how about you?
First, I'll just say, like, when I saw the concept of this movie, I immediately thought Long Pigs. That's one that we didn't bring up. Similar thing with two people, this documentary crew following around the supposed serial killer. And this was like a comedic version of it. And I had a great time. I loved all the characters. You know, Aiden was funny, but his his girlfriend was arguably even crazier than him. And I just loved, like, there'd be shots in the movie where she'd just be staring off into the distance and just looking creepy as fuck. I like the one fish market guy too, the British dude. He was just cracking me the fuck up. And anybody else feel so bad for poor Mickey, man? Like, Mickey was like the heart of the whole movie.
So you want a cookie? It's the last one.
Oh,
yeah,
the frozen fish that got me.
Yeah, that shit. Keep looking.
Yeah, that shit was just like, I was like, I don't want to see anything bad happen to this poor bastard. The story slowly escalates, and then we get this batshit crazy stabbing scene at this dinner party, and by then I was just totally immersed into the movie, and I didn't expect the ending and like the directions it took. So it was a good fun ride, made me laugh, and I couldn't recommend it enough. It's one of probably the best movies I've seen on Screambox. So
right on.
Yeah, and an original, right?
Yes.
Sometimes it's hard to distinguish that, but yeah, okay, yeah, very impressive.
For me, this was more of a sprinter movie because I thought the beginning was super strong, and then after the stabbing, it kind of faded for me. Don't get me wrong, I was still having a great time, but like what I was promised in the beginning was not what was delivered.
Yeah.
But again, I was chuckling throughout the whole thing. This is definitely worth your time. Maybe they could have shortened it by like 10 minutes or so, but I could also see them turning this into a series that I would be all about.
Oh,
so,
dude,
yeah, I thought it was fucking pretty fucking good. So, yeah. Todd?
Yeah, like a lot of comedies, this one is kind of front loaded. But because like you really get into the characters, I think I didn't mind the tone switch at the end. From beginning to end, I was into this movie. I didn't look at my phone once. If you don't have Screambox, or if you just got it, this is, probably the first one to check out.
They also have that It documentary, Pennywise. That shit is awesome. I just watched it yesterday.
And they have the Snapper documentary.
I gotta watch that. That's the turtle movie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The unmade turtle Jaws ripoff.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I haven't watched that yet.
It's a short little doc, like only like 25 minutes. But,
oh, really? Shit. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Ben Grimm told me to check it out, and it's pretty good. I really want to see that movie.
Oh shit! My homeboy Rex is in the chat. What's up? Behave, asshole.
Uh-oh.
Who are you pointing at, him or me?
No, him. I'm not worried about you.
Not everything's about you, Dan. God
Yeah.
damn.
Oh,
I
this
know.
one pointing. Damn.
I know people keep bringing up Best in Show in the.
Oh, that's a good one.
Waiting for
that's
nothing.
not horror
Yeah.
though.
See, I'm not, and this might explain a lot because I do not like Spinal Tap, but I love CB4, so maybe my music genre kind of influences that.
What about for your consideration, Todd?
I see. That's the thing. I haven't seen that one, I haven't seen Best in Show, but I know we are supposed to cover those in the future on Farce. So
Okay.
Some of them are like, I enjoy some of them. I don't laugh a whole lot during most of those.
yeah, I didn't laugh once during Spinal Tap. I was just like,
That's fucking nuts, dude.
I know. I know. We also got heat. for not
I will
liking
say,
Blues
though-
Brothers or Billy Madison not holding
What?
up. Doesn't hold up.
I think it does. I mean, it's very
watch the other
stupid humor, but yes, and also be sure to compliment Ozzy's hair in the comments.
will.
As some of you,
The honorary
have.
V himself.
Yes, honorary Ozzy shirts coming soon. So yeah, I guess we can go ahead and rate this one if everybody's done. So for me, I am a 3.5. I liked it quite a lot.
Cosine 3.5 out of 5 for me.
Well, I'll be damned. I thought I was gonna like it less than you guys, but I'm a 3.5 out of 5 also.
I'm a 4. So
Oh shit.
I'm 3.5 with room to grow for me.
Yeah.
I can't see myself actually getting into a 4 with future rewatches. I hope this gets a physical.
we really don't know the fate of the Screambox stuff yet.
We don't.
Yeah,
Still
it's
early.
unclear.
Well,
So
Terrifier 2 is gonna premiere there, right? Because that's definitely gonna be.
Now that I think they're bloody disgusting, we will get physicals.
Yeah, just a question of DVD or Blu-ray. I'm not sure.
All those bloody disgusting ones have been on Blu-ray. Remember we
Okay.
bought them. We used to be able to buy them off the site. I think you still can. I just haven't
I hate the guessing game with some of the Shudder original stuff. Like I just saw The Seed didn't get a Blu-ray, ended up getting a fucking DVD. I was so bummed out.
There's more DVD lately.
Yeah,
Moloch
Skull the
is
Mask.
DVD.
Skull the Mask
Skull.
too, yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of it's not a guarantee. From what I understand, it's a lot to do with clicks. So if a lot of people watch it on the, you might get lucky and get a Blu-ray. So yeah, so all right. So that was When the Screaming Starts, and the next one, which I've been looking forward to for quite a bit, is Raven's Hollow. This is a Shudder original from director Christopher Hatton. And in this one, West Point cadet Edgar Allan Poe and four other cadets on a training exercise in upstate New York are drawn by a gruesome discovery into a forgotten community. All right, so Raven's Hollow. I feel like it's a movie a lot of people forgot about, but does anybody remember The Raven with John Cusack? Like right before he started to just.
I actually never saw it, but I remember the trailer and the poster.
I have a funny story about that real quick.
It's not great, but I liked him.
My wife hates that movie because the part when he's drugged up running in the tunnels? Well,
Kinda.
My wife says the way he slurs and talks in that, it's exactly how it sounded. I'm like, blackout hammered drunk.
Oh, I've seen you, so I know what you're talking about.
Fun fact.
Hellbound.
Producer Todd fact. Okay, sorry, Dad. Continue.
So that's okay. Yeah, it made me think of that. Also, the iconic portrayal by Jeffrey Combs in Masters of Horror. So we've had Poe in horror before.
Yeah, it was the Black Cat, I believe.
Yes, which is really good.
Yeah, that was a great one.
It's funny how for some horror fans he's the face of both Poe and Lovecraft.
Yeah.
It's almost unfair at times because other people have played them, and it's like no.
Are you gonna talk shit on Jeffrey Combs? There's a reason why he's
no. He's amazing. I'm just saying, like any other portrayal, it's almost like
Hey, Herbert West was fine in that.
Yeah, but if someone brings up Herbert West, who are you thinking?
No, for sure. But I don't think like he's played every role that he's.
I tell you what, do better.
Yeah.
There you go. Do better. So Raven's Hollow. First off, I want to say not the first movie on Shudder. A Nightmare Wakes also featured Mary Shelley as a character. So there's kind of been a theme of that. There might have been one other that's escaping me where another like literary figure was tied into a horror movie. So this one has a lot of references to the Edgar Allan Poe stories, which you may or may not pick up on. If you are a reader, I think you'll appreciate it, though.
Didn't call it a universe. Good for you.
It's not a universe. It's books.
That's fine.
Lenore. There's a lot of little, some subtle, some more in your face, like everybody will probably get. But I did really enjoy that. It's a beautiful looking movie. The cinematography, the wardrobe, just the look of everybody was on point. It's a very pleasant film to look at. A lot better than The Raven, quite honestly. And we're following. Well, we're also following a different portion of Poe's life. The acting, now I liked our lead, William Moseley, who played Poe. I've heard some people comment that he doesn't look like Poe, but if you actually look at the guy's face and compare it with Poe, it's not too far off. Younger Poe.
I don't think the look is the issue, but okay.
There is some so-so acting. Some odd thing maybe going on with an accent there that I can't figure if he's not. I don't know. I think he might be a British actor. The acting is so-so, and it's an issue because we have some great character actors in here. Kate Dickey. Yes, Kate Dickey has been in everything lately. The Witch, Game of Thrones. She is a powerhouse actress that I've been a huge fan of hers. I think the movie was called Red Room, I believe. It was like a Scottish thriller from years and years ago. If you want a gem, check that out. I hope I have the right title there, but she is awesome, and I always pop when I see her in a movie. So you have some of these supporting actors that are a little bit better than the soldiers, I guess. But I don't
Being
think
kind.
it's not quite at a level that it ascends to like, oh my god, this is one of my favorite movies of the year. I did like it. I don't know, like if you're not a big reader, maybe some of that enjoyment might be a little bit less. You know, you maybe don't care about the references and all that good stuff. But I did. I had it's a very flawed movie, but I just liked it anyways. I guess that's how I would put it with this one. It's creepy. It gets the gothic tone down really well. And I just wish the acting were just a little bit better. Who wants to go next? Hot tag.
I can go. So, first thing I'll say, the opening scene definitely pulled me in because I was very, very interested. That thing, I think that there were like moths or whatever coming out of that chick's mouth. It was really, really cool. And, the story had a pretty good, creepy atmosphere to it. And for a movie that's almost 2 hours long, I mean, it was pretty well paced. I didn't really have any issues with like scenes dragging or anything. And I loved, the way the Raven was incorporated into the story. And we got all this disturbing imagery, some really solid hallucination scenes with some pretty damn good gore. And the kills were there too. That one scene in the church where we just get all that crazy gore all over the place spread around. That was just so fucking cool. My biggest complaint about the movie, honestly, was some of the CGI we got in the last 20 minutes was a little dodgy. And the way the movie wrapped up, just kind of, I was kind of sitting there. I was like, fuck, that's it. I wanted something a little bit stronger. But minus that, I mean, I had a pretty decent time with it. I'd say check it out if you're an Edgar Allan Poe fan.
Right on. For me, I think it's a gorgeous looking movie. The acting is where it falls apart for me, especially when you have, I keep calling her Katie, but it's Kate Dickey. She's everything Dan said. She's fucking awesome. I love her. Yeah, like you can tell they stretched the budget, but like it looks like a lower version of Sleepy Hollow. They just didn't fuck with the lights. So I did like it, how it looked. I like the tone.
Just to correct something real quick, it's Red Road, not Red Room.
Red Road.
That's Japanese.
Dumbass. Cornerstone removed.
I corrected it. Red Road. But see Red Road, and especially you, Bugs. I'll just leave it at that. You need to see it.
Ooh, must be some. I'll behave.
Okay, can go
I'm
one
down.
of two ways. Can go one of two ways.
But I did like all the references and little Easter eggs of Fall of the House of Usher, and all that shit was pretty cool. So that alone is definitely worth checking out. But you're gonna have to bear with some like made-for-TV acting. So that's the only part where it fell apart for me. Otherwise, I'd be like blowing this movie pretty hard. So it's fine. It's on Shudder. Press play.
I think if you like Sleepy Hollow, that's a good. If you like that, and I'm not saying it's on par because Sleepy Hollow might be the best Johnny Depp movie. I mean, it's in contention at least.
Whoa.
Strong disagreement.
I don't know about that, dude.
When there's the movie Ed Wood exists, I cannot hear this nonsense about Sleepy Hollow.
That's close. I agree.
Nope, not.
But man, I don't know. Not a popular guy nowadays, but made a lot of good movies.
He's fine.
Yeah. I thought he was rectified.
I don't know. It's hard to
review coming soon. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys,
sorry.
No, I was going to say, what are you going to rate it then?
Did you say what you wanted?
Ready? What?
All right, cool. Don't remember. Well, my bad. All right, so like I said,
give me the damn number.
I liked it a lot better than The Raven with Cusick. That was disappointing, and that was also delayed for a long time. I was like, oh man.
That was relativity. That's like right when we went out of business.
Yeah, I was actually gonna rewatch it, but I just didn't have the time because I was curious. But it was a little disappointing because Cusick, I was like, he was a sure thing for a while. Like he usually always you could count on him for a good movie, and then I don't know, something after that, he just like, yeah, I'll do the direct-to-video stuff, and I don't care anymore. So I did. It's a really fun, gothic, creepy little movie that is flawed because of some acting. But I still had a blast with it. So I'm a 3.5. Fuck it, flawed, but I had a great time, and that's just maybe that's just me.
Pug?
I'm gonna give it a 2.5, but it's a good time.
3 stars for me. 3 out of 5.
All right.
Nice.
Well,
Cool.
I did just get some breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
It's sad news.
No.
We lost. Well, our only horror connection would be The Convent.
That shitty. Before I get all assholey, go ahead.
No.
did Coolio die?
Off on his fantastic voyage. Yes, Coolio dead at 59.
No.
Wrong.
Why would you break that on air, asshole?
Not the only horror thing though. He was
No,
in like Pterodactyl and a handful of other things.
I picked his good
We
one.
were just talking.
Yeah,
about
his most like Pterodactyl's fun.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Not that theatrical Convent movie. This is the one with Adrian Barbeau, the Mike Mendez film. Which
Yeah,
I
the
love.
Mike Mendez. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
fucking
that
love
is a good one.
Coolio. Boo.
Lived hard, I guess. That's
I'm gonna go watch Dangerous Minds. I know he's not in it, but the music video. Come on.
how could anybody fucking concentrate with Michelle Pfeiffer circa 1995 as their teacher?
Well,
Like, I wouldn't be learning shit. I'd just be sitting there like the whole time. Like, I wouldn't even be able to
You would have done that
smell.
if-
I can't argue.
I
I do that
would-
now. I mean, dude, she's aging like fucking wine. Oh my god.
Pugs
I would
just
be like,
Catwoman.
Dude, she's banging in fucking Ant-Man and Wasp too, though.
Yeah.
I would be like the Nell's brother. Shout out for anybody that remembers that movie. I would just be walking around. I wouldn't know how to
The
spell.
Jodie Foster? That we were talking about?
Yeah,
I don't remember her having a brother.
The pinball.
I said I would be Nell's brother. I would just be walking around. I couldn't spell. I couldn't talk. It's Michelle fucking Pfeiffer.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring the moon down, gentlemen, but
No, that's rest in
Kruger's
peace.
like, whatever.
Yeah, I really don't give a fuck, but
We better end this on Gangster's Paradise, man.
Yes, that in the sky. No, he cool guy. I never met him or anything. I don't know if you ever saw him live at all, Todd, but you could not escape
did
that
Todd,
song. I feel like that
Classic, that's why.
Gangsta's Paradise, like that thing was like even today that would pop up in like movies as like a featured song. You walk through a mall
It
for
was the
years.
It was the song of Deformed Sonic before they fixed them. That was the trailer song.
Oh, yeah. Before the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. So R.I.P. That's very it's
Oh.
very, very sad. So Todd, you just made this a downer now.
My
It's a
bad.
downer.
Well,
Well,
hopefully
I got
next
excited with you mentioning Nell because that'd be a fun watch along.
That movie randomly came into my head a while ago, and I was like, nobody talks about Nell, and that's like one of her best.
I do every now and again, but
You're so-
not
I
not
don't
in
know.
the way it's supposed to be.
He's just waiting for the pinball scene every time. Oh wait.
That one, it's a pool table.
Nell watch along on Patreon. Weigh in, chat.
Done. I think we need to have Kruger on for a redo of The Accused.
Come on in.
all right.
All right. So our next film, which is from writer-director Greg Sestero, is Miracle Valley. And in this one, an obsessive photographer and his girlfriend are invited to a desert getaway in search of an ultra-rare bird. Fortune, fame, and mending their fading relationship takes a turn at the hands of a sinister force where they face demons from both past, present, and future. All right. So, hot tag. One little note. I actually did work with somebody on this film. Jeremy Ambler plays one of the cult guys. I was in a movie with him, worked with him. He was also on Walking Dead. So, shout out Jeremy Ambler.
Yeah, and shout out to Edward Downard, who played Big Mason. I've actually wrestled him. I could probably post a link or something in the chat. You guys can see. I have like a highlight video of me wrestling him. It's not a great match, but I had fun, and he was always so much fun to work with.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, hot tag, go for it.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody knows this, but this is a fictional spin-off of an actual event that happened in the 80s in Arizona called the Miracle Valley Shootout. And it was a confrontation between members of the Christ Miracle Healing Center and the church and cops. And there was like a crazy shootout. Basically, what they say in the movie, the people armed with pitchforks and, cops getting shot, big event. So I was actually really interested in this, being living in Arizona and being a resident here for so long, to see how that was going to be incorporated. And the best way I could describe this movie, to me at least, it was like a low budget homage to like some 70s horror mixed with like a Midsummer-esque storyline going on. And I had a pretty good time with it. The way that, we got some pretty solid gore effects in here, all practical too, which I was really impressed with. It does take a bit to get going, but once, we actually get to the cult aspect of the story, I was very intrigued. Maybe could have ended a little stronger, but overall I had a good time with it. And I would actually want to see a prequel of them retelling the actual Miracle Valley incident. I think that would be really cool. And bring my boy Edward Downer back as Big Mason. I want to see more with his character because his fight scene in this movie was pretty fucking badass. A little short, but was awesome. And the way he got killed off was pretty gory and sweet too. So yeah, good time with it, and I want to see more.
All right. I was more interested in that prequel story, the actual story. Once you filled me in, I was like, oh, that's cool. But this movie in particular, it asks a lot and it underdelivers. I didn't really like it. I do see like there's talent there, but I think it's just I wanted the Ruby Ridge Reiko fight first. So if we get that, I'm all in. But yeah, for me, I will say the blonde chick stand out. Not just because she's attractive, but I think she's actually really talented. But other than that, movie not for me. But I'm in for a Miracle Valley movie.
Yeah, prequel. I'm definitely interested in seeing what they could do with that. And you have characters you can bring back too. And I don't know, a bunch of crazy church members attacking cops with pitchforks sounds pretty fucking sweet.
I did like the confrontation when about the motorcycle and the car. So, oh, now you recognize me? That shit was funny. What about you, Mr. Dan?
So this movie it's doing a lot. There's a lot going on because it's you kind of go from what seems like your typical horror movie setup with girl being abducted, which by the way, great cinematography. This is a lower budget movie, I imagine, but everything looks great. Just the shots and everything, and the opening scene is actually very effective, especially when she comes back to her car and there's like "welcome" written in blood. I thought that was really cool, and there's a lot of moments like that. My big issue with this is kind of like I said, the tone shifts because it's got so much going on with the medical side of it. Then it kind of becomes almost like an action film towards the end. And one issue with that is they set up one of our heroes as such a piece of shit that it was harder to root for him. But everything's handled like really competently in terms of the action and all of that. Everything looks good. I don't have any issues with the actors. I thought the Reverend was very intimidating for an older guy, especially the Hulk up portion. I even laughed a couple of times towards the end because even though it kind of gets a little bit batshit and I can see different opinions about it at the end, it almost kind of reminded me of like a sort of canon film towards the end of it. Like just it really went kind of wild.
I can see that.
And all over the place, which sometimes works. Like I said, it's not certainly it's a lively movie, if nothing else. And I was entertained. I didn't love it. There are some issues. I would like to see this prequel though that you're talking about because I think that would be really interesting. But this might be a like watch and decide for yourself kind of scenario.
It's on Tubi and you can watch it for free. So,
Yeah,
what's the worst that can happen? There's
It's
way
a-
worse ways of spending, 90 minutes,
Yeah.
I think.
it's a mess at times, but it's an entertaining mess. So yeah,
Todd?
Yeah, it opened super strong. And I was like, I thought we were gonna get more of that, but it does drag in a little in the middle. But like the end, it's just so chaotic and stuff. I would like to know more about the medical stuff too. But overall, I'm kind of in the middle. I did enjoy it enough.
Did
and
you
I'd
like
say-
the cult more than the other characters? Because that was an
Yeah.
issue.
I did, but you know what? Let's be honest. In any film you watch, the bad guys tend to have the better character.
They're usually cooler. Yeah.
Yeah. So that didn't bother me, but yeah, that is a problem for normals.
Yeah. We root for the villains here at Flesh Wound. What can we say?
Since
Yeah.
we were children, yeah.
It did have the benefit though of surprising you because, like I said, like when there's like a head that just gets like ripped off, it was like it may not work for everybody, but it's like okay, I laughed at that. That was
I would say the gore surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to actually be that good, and it was. So, props there.
I kind of wish
you
you
go.
would have told us after about the real story, because I think that was like, ooh, that got me excited.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I still think though that like that telling of that story should be on film for sure.
Yeah.
So why don't we rate it then?
All right.
For me, I'm a 3 out of 5.
I am a
Cool.
1.5 out of 5.
I am a 2 out of 5.
I'm a 2.5 out of 5.
There you go. All right, so that's Miracle Valley.
Yeah, now streaming on Tubi if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, check that out. It's amazing how many movies now are on
Tubi's
Tubi.
wonderful.
I'm going to tell you, Tubi is our modern day version of going to the video store, because you can just click on a movie, and it's got all those shitty movies that I love. So it's like you want some schlock, you can find it up there.
Yeah,
I love it. I got
And-
a whole playlist of stuff I can't wait to
Dude,
watch.
I keep throwing on the PJ's animated show like it's background noise.
I never watched that. Is that the Eddie Murphy
Claymation one, yeah.
Yeah,
I do
fine.
think it's a missed opportunity. They never included Candyman because he would have been perfect in there for like a Halloween episode.
Didn't we get a Halloween PJs episode too?
Yeah, but there's no fucking Candyman.
Well, I get it.
Well, that sucks. They could easily have gotten
Damn
Tony
it, I want to
Todd.
watch the PJs.
It's so good, dude. It is inappropriate too. Like a lot of these jokes would not fly today.
Do you remember the Hughley's episode with Robert Englund?
No,
I
I
don't know.
don't. I remember the one
That-
with Cat, with Mr. Miyagi. That shit was great.
I never really even watched that show. I just knew Robert Englund was on it, and I was like, "Oh, that's another like good random Halloween episode that was worth your time, even if you're not a Hughley's."
I'm gonna see if we can
fan."
find that one for next one.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not, and it was worth watching.
But-
I actually did watch that show, so
So you guys remember that one? Well, Todd, you remember that one I'm talking about, right? Where he fucking Mr. Miyagi moves in next door and
Yes.
DL starts barking at him with the pot, and he's like, "Oh, I know something about your culture too. I watch Cops." I'm like, "It's the fucking best." Good
Damn.
shit. It's funny. Better times.
Yeah, I don't know why I never really was that a one and done season or was that
I couldn't tell you. It was the
For which
UPN
one?
and
no.
it's
Hughley's went like probably
Yeah,
like 5.
six.
I'm
Oh, you're talking about
talking
PJs? Yeah,
PJs.
one season,
I thought it was
One and
2.
done.
just one.
All right.
Yeah.
Did anyone-
They may have split it to 2, but it's like only 13 to 18 episodes.
Okay.
Juicy, my son.
But I always put over as far as short-lived animated stuff. Ugly Americans. I don't know how that
Okay.
didn't fucking catch.
I don't
on.
remember that.
I
Two
did
Remember the
seasons.
oblongs?
Dude, it's so good. You would
Remember the
love
oblongs though?
it. It sounds familiar,
Will
but I'm
Ferrell?
not sure.
The egg-shaped
No,
cartoon.
Kinda, I never watched it.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
shit cracked me up.
I did start watching Little Demon with
Haven't
the
done that
Aubrey
yet.
Plaza and Danny DeVito. we're checking it. I thought it was funny. It's on
Zan
Hulu.
DeVito, it has to be amazing. So
Oh yeah, he's the devil. So.
great. Speaking of the
All right.
devil, what's next?
There you go. You beat me to it.
Good segue.
Speaking of the devil, another Screambox original from Argentina, director Jimena Montiliova. I'm going to try that again. Jimena Montioliva.
We're live, pal.
Yeah, I know. We're live. I tried to hit it. I gave it my best, then I failed. But there you go. This one is Welcome to Hell, which you can also find under the, I don't know why I'm trying to do it again, but the original Bienvenidos el Infierno. And that I think I said right. So fuck you, Todd. And in this one, but we'll just call it Welcome to Hell going forward. To escape the leader of a satanic death metal band, Lucia moves to a remote cabin in the forest with her grandmother. Though safe in her surroundings, she is haunted by this memory and knows he will stop at nothing to track her down. All right, so Welcome to Hell. Hot tag, go for it.
Fucking. All right, so I've seen this movie probably about 3 or 4 times now.
Nice.
I saw it when it first came out on Screambox. I've been trying to get it on this show for a while. I fucking love this goddamn thing. It just hits all the right bells and whistles for me being a death metal fan, and death metal, satanic worshiping. It's all up in my wheelhouse. The soundtrack is so rad. I'm headbanging fucking 90% of the time when I'm watching this movie, and it just feels like fucking party. The relationship we get with our main character and her grandma, I also just thought was great. It plays with this theme that despite how big of a piece of shit your parents are, your grandparents can always be there for you and be your light at the end of the tunnel, even though they can be a bit overbearing at times. Sometimes they know best, and that this story plays with that theme perfectly. It is a little bit of a slower pace, but again, with the subject matter, I was never bored. And the final act pays off fucking immensely with some pretty solid kills and an insanely satisfying sequence that features one of my favorite creature makeup effects all year in its practical glory. Looked like something you would get straight out of Evil Dead, Ash versus Evil Dead. And I fucking loved it. There's flaws here, definitely. The movie's editing, you could definitely pick at that, and I could see people having issues with it because it doesn't flow so great at times. And no doubt the story could have been trimmed up maybe a little bit and tightened up with its pacing, maybe 80 minutes instead of 90. But flaws and all, I still love what this movie goes for, and what it ended up bringing to the table. It won't be for everybody, but I was the right target audience, and I wouldn't be surprised if this sneaks in as one of my favorites of the year.
I co-signed most of what Kruger said, and actually Kruger turned me over because I did not like the teeth mouth area. But then once you said Ash versus Evil Dead, I'm like, I would forgive it in that. So I'm gonna allow that. But for me, being a death metal, black metal fan, I've been to a bunch of these satanic Hispanic shows with Rex, who's in the chat right now, so he can attest. They nailed that pretty fucking well. I would go see this band. I would rock out. I know these people, which is weird because some of them are a little out there, like in this case. But yeah, I'm with you. I love the relationship with the daughter and the granddaughter and the granny. Always listen to your granny. And also, when you go to the store, buy more than that shit because now you got to go back. That irritated the fuck out of me. As a fat, lazy bastard, what are you doing? You got to ride a bike all the way over there. Fucking nuts. But yeah, I thought this was great. It lands. The whole journey is great and it lands well. So I would recommend this to people who love metal and anyone who likes the devil. So,
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Dan?
Well, the hat only worships Jesus, sir. So
Shut the fuck up.
That was a joke. Anybody that knows me knows that's not true. But anyways, damn, that was like harsh.
I'm behaving. Just so you know.
So yeah,
Dan was a very good choir boy.
There you go.
Okay.
He almost joined the Catholic Church. All the benefits.
Anyways, so I walked into that. Welcome to Hell. So I didn't know much about this one going in. I will say there's been a lot of great material coming out of Argentina lately. I always try and put over some of these countries that you don't think of for horror, but man, are they like hammering out some great stuff. And quick question: was this at all like a real band? Is this like a
Not
like
that I
black?
think they could be a
No.
real local band, but I've
Okay.
never heard of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I was gonna say it doesn't fall into that sort of like Black Rose.
If they are, they're going on my fucking Spotify as soon as the show's over because they're fucking hard as fuck.
Yeah, I know nothing about the music, so I can't speak to it. But they look like they might have been, or they were just playing their roles well. So, anyways, first off, the acting is actually phenomenal. Constanza Cardillo, who plays Lucia, and Marta Lubos, who plays her grandma. Great chemistry when you consider also that one, the granny character doesn't speak, so it does a lot of great acting. That just having to convey it with their facial expressions and everything.
That's big right now. Thank you, Netflix.
Yes, very well put together film. Once again, I don't think a ton of money necessarily. It's all
definitely
like
not.
a couple locations. But everything looks good. We have an extremely likable lead. I had a bit of an issue. It does drag a little bit, and there's times where I'm like, man, these band guys are just kind of sitting around. I think they could have come up with something more interesting.
That's
for them
all it
to
is
be doing.
backstage, man.
Yeah, around smoking cigarettes
on like soiled mattresses on the floor, basically. Yeah. But I was kind of like, this could kind of pick up here a little bit. I do think it would have benefited strongly from a trim in terms of the runtime. It's not long, and again, thank God the lead is likable enough, the acting's solid enough that I was able to stay with it. But you're close to an hour before anything really big happens here. So it's definitely a slow burn. When you get there, it gets wild, and we get to see some, really badass granny like fucking people up in this cult, which was really, really cool. And as you said, the ending gets absolutely insane. There's some twists, some turns that I thought it was worth the slow journey to get there. This wasn't as extreme as I was expecting, although again, towards the end, they kind of justify that. For some reason, I thought I had heard this was like some really, like, I was kind of expecting like, fingernails being torn out kind of stuff.
Like what is it, that one, What the Waters Left Behind? Isn't that Argentinian as well?
Yeah, I believe that was.
We're in a sequel, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was Argentina. It could have been Chile, but I think that one was Argentina. Yeah, we have a sequel. That's another October movie that I think might be dropping. I have to double check that one. But yeah, this was a really good time. I really liked the entire cast. I think did their job really, really well, and I like that this is not like a funny movie, but I did kind of enjoy that line to the grandma at the very end. So keep a lookout for it. I thought it was a cute little moment. So yeah, I dug it.
Todd?
Mr. Todd?
Todd
You're on
did
mute,
not
sir.
see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, then let's rate this motherfucker. 666.
Yeah, for real.
Go for it, Kruger.
Yeah, I'm tossed up between a 4 and a 4.5. I'm gonna go with a 4 out of 5, but probably some room to grow. And I've watched it more than I've rewatched a lot of movies lately, so that's saying something. This is my personal recommendation. If you get Screambox, check this out first, then check out When the Screaming Starts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 as well. Very solid, fucking metal as hell.
I'm a 3.5. Like I said, its only major issue is just dragging a little bit, and maybe that was authentic with the band, but I could have used a little bit more, and it could have gotten it to the next level. But
some of these motherfuckers are draining and exhausting. They're like Colin Robinson. They just look cooler.
When are we going to get the Deviant Vulture Skull slasher movie, Pugs?
Well, who knows? But new album, working on it. So
there you go. You can
be.
It happened for Lordy. Did it? I'm trying to
Lordy.
Guar. Yeah.
Even though Guar isn't really what the fuck is it? Skullhead Face isn't really a horror movie, but there's definitely a lot of gore in it.
Oh yeah,
Can lump it in.
And a lot of Fatty Arbuckle jokes.
There you go.
Muted.
So what? How do we set the basic setup for Deviant Vulture Skulls, the movie?
I'm not giving it away here.
Are you the heels or the baby face? That's
What would if you were a gambling man, Dan? What do you think I would want to be?
okay. You're the heel. You're the
Yeah.
heel. So, like, who do you go? All right, we're gonna book this. We're gonna talk more about this later.
And for those who haven't seen Ugly Americans and want to, it is streaming on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, please do that. I don't know
3
what
seasons.
happened there. I always back the wrong horse with some of this anime.
Kiss did a movie. Kiss, or the Phantom of the Park one.
Phantom
Yes,
of the
that's-
Park.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna mention that Ben Grimm.
Yeah. Well,
Hey,
there's
Ben.
2 titles of that one. Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park, and I forget the other one. And there's 2 versions of it. There's the
Yeah.
theatrical version and the TV movie version.
Both of them aren't good.
And
But I'm entertained.
but if you want to see Magic Mountain in 1980, whatever, our local Six Flags park.
There you go. Well, we had Studio 666 too just recently, so maybe there's another kind of
R.I.P.?
wave. Yes, R.I.P. They're very sad too, man. Like it's yeah.
He went out having a good time though, so not all bad news.
So it's official. Deviant Vulture Skulls coming as a Flesh Wound feature soon.
Yeah, that's
There
fine.
you go. We'll make it happen. All right.
Dan always making more work for me, but I'll allow it. I'm just kidding.
Well, it's also me because I can carry my own in that department.
This is
So
true.
I'll help you out.
So I think we saved. Well, I have no idea what you guys think, but I think we saved the most discussion worthy for last. Because yeah, I'll read the synopsis first before I get too deep into it. So this is another Shudder original, and it is a Danish film from director Christian Taftrup. And in this, a Danish family visits a Dutch family they met on a holiday. What was supposed to be an idyllic weekend slowly starts unraveling as the Danes try to stay polite in the face of grim unpleasantness. All right, so I'm really curious to get everybody's thoughts on this because I think with this one there's a lot of people who've watched this and maybe didn't fully understand what they were going for, and yeah, I'll go last on this one because I have a lot to say. Hot tagged whoever wants it.
You want to go first? You want me to go first? I don't care.
You can go ahead.
All right. I really enjoyed this movie. Some of the characters, though, are so fucking frustrating and annoying that I'm like, if something bad happens to you now, I don't fucking care. I won't say if it does or not, but I left this movie completely satisfied. The anxiety this movie brings out was like the feeling of watching Mother, where you just have no control, but you kind of do. You just got to exert yourself. Because I am a nice fucking guy, but I would not tolerate less than half of this bullshit.
Oh, fuck no.
You're out of your
Fuck
fucking mind.
no.
That and when my car is already packed. Look, no is a complete sentence. Todd, you know what I'm talking about. No, fuck off. But man, this movie pays off so fucking well. There is a scene in here where both of my hands went straight the fuck up.
Me too.
I'm like, oh, they delivered on something that you didn't know was promised. But like once you start figuring shit out, it's like, oh, fuck yes. So this for me, mandatory viewing. Whether you like it or not, I don't give a shit. I think it's worth your time checking out. So please watch Speak No Evil and let us know what you think. Yeah, I recommend this to everybody as soon as I fucking finish watching it. So yeah,
Me too.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I co-sign for a lot of what Pug said. The characters definitely are frustrating. I mean, the idea of let's go take our family to another country and visit this family we met for a couple of days on vacation.
We're American though. We don't really do that bullshit.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there could be a cultural thing, but
Yeah.
there's also other situations in the film where you're like, okay, these fucking motherfuckers need to get their priorities straight already. But man, there's just great tension and awkwardness throughout the movie. There's this one scene where you're just like, it has you as the audience member questioning what was weird behavior and what wasn't, and like who's actually being the weirdos. And just thought that was so masterfully done. And the way that all builds up to the final act was so good. I mean, we get some gore in here that I was completely shocked at what I was seeing. And one of the most painful kill sequences I think I've seen in a very, very long time. So yeah, this was great. One of the better Shudder movies of the year, and definitely disturbing subject matter there too. So if you're an extreme horror fan, I would recommend checking this one out.
Okay. To me next. That's fine. They know what we're doing. I'm just making sure. So yes, to me. So Speak No Evil. All right. So this one, I'm not an expert on Danish or Dutch culture by any means, but I do get what they were going for here. It's really kind of doing almost a satire on the modern emasculated man. And I get that because a lot of people are so fucking pissed. Like nobody would just stand there. And I'm like, well, I know some people that would probably just stand there because, and in this case, like, yes, there's no gun. There's no, there's not even.
They're not American.
Yeah, for sure. Different culture. There are moments like, why are you just fucking sitting there? Go nuts. Even if you can't win the fight, you can make it hard. Like it's very, I get the frustration, but I understand what he was doing. And these kind of people actually do exist. There's a lot of guys nowadays, they can't handle anything. You know, they can't handle basic emotions, let alone like, you know, now I will say
for pussies. Come on.
I was gonna say I feel attacked.
The hunger's an emotion, right?
So sorry, I didn't mean that.
The basic, like now, like American culture versus Danish culture, like that bed scene, like that is an ass kicking. Like that is like I don't even need to.
How are you quiet about this?
Yeah, and so I get like, there's going to be a lot of people screaming at their TVs, but I think it's all intentional. It's a very heavy like Michael Haneke vibe, funny games kind of, you know, vibe to it. It's not a gore fest, but there are some moments of really shocking violence. Towards the end, there is one bit in a car that I think will probably actually upset.
They went with quality over quantity for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
and it just is building to that. Like you get the hints of it throughout, like with certain characters of what is going to happen, and you know, foreshadowing into their impending doom.
And I get it. Like I was kind of like torn on the would you turn back for that reason. But again, emasculated dude that just caves on everything, and I got it. I think it actually. You could easily remake this and just with an American family, and it would still work essentially.
I agree.
The same
Except
movie.
they get shot too quick and it would be done.
Yeah, they would do
that.
Well, yeah, and they would do some stupid shit like they did with Goodnight Mommy.
Yeah,
Goodnight Mommy.
It could. I mean, this one had me thinking after I watched it. And that's a good thing. Like I really did. I was like, man, I had a blast. I think the actors were fantastic. Our evil couple are actually husband and wife, so I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, they were actually husband and wife. And Danish and Dutch films lately have just been again slaying it. American film in general, like, man, it's crazy. Every year it feels like not even just horror when I'm making like my top 10s. I'm like, there's a lot of foreign films in there. It's getting to the point where it's ending up being the majority. I also wanted to throw out there, and I know Todd will second this one, Compliance. A little different, but another movie I would throw out there as a double with this. Yeah.
That's the fast food worker story.
Yeah. based on a. Yeah, these people exist, and I'm sorry, my dog's being a dildo tonight.
Take it out.
But yeah, man, I fucking love this. It's so tense. It's so good. I understand where people are going to have their issues, but watch it with like a couple friends. If nothing else, you will have a conversation about it afterwards. I get what he was going for, and I fucking loved every minute of it. So,
yeah, I'm with you guys. I love this thing. One thing made me upset, and Dan already kind of brought it up, so it's not a spoiler. I would have been like, "Yo, that shit's in that shit's packed. Don't worry, you'll get it when you get home." I'm not
simple fucking lie to yeah.
Or buy another one. God damn.
Yeah,
don't
but you
tell
know
that.
what? The thing with buy another one is, the kids will be like, "No, let's go buy it right now," and then it's hard too. Just it's in the thing. But then you could kind of be like, "Oh, we're gonna go buy it right now." Then that's worse than it not being there when you.
What you could say is it's packed, and even if it's
Yes.
not fucking there, you just buy another one and
Yes.
be like, "Oh, I can't find it," and then, "Oh, I found it now."
Yeah.
the kid wasn't even being like, it's not like screaming and going full Babadook.
But you want to get that before that goes that shit happens. You want to catch the tension before. Am I right?
Yeah,
Todd?
just lie.
Otherwise, I'm going to start.
I ended up with a life-size skeleton. So.
Well, that was a good decision. Sometimes the kids are right. Fuck.
Yeah. So, yeah, you might be screaming at the screen, but check this out. And especially, I say this every week, but this more than anything, if you watch this, please give us your thoughts in the comments. This will be one of the more divisive movies, I think, of this year, but it absolutely warrants a watch. I did enjoy it once I let it settle in and kind of thought about it. Yeah. And yeah. So let's go ahead and rate it. What say you, Kruger?
I am a 4 out of 5.
I am a 5 out of 5.
Ooh, I'm very close, but I am a 4.5 out of 5.
I'm also a 5 out of 5.
It made me feel too much not to.
Yeah. Yeah, the final like scene too, and I mean, again, you're sitting here like, just what are you doing?
A couple minutes before that, yeah, love it.
And they do leave some questions too. I mean, I guess you can kind of stitch
I don't
most
think
of it together.
It's gonna go full circle.
So yes, there you go. That's our last review. But I do want to let you guys know. Again, David Howard Thornton, that will be dropping shortly. Please check that out. Really? Tomorrow. Okay. I didn't want to commit you. But tomorrow, that will be dropping, and it is a great time. He's a really cool guy. If you get a chance to meet him, do it, please. And we'll talk about Terrifier 2. We will have a review of that coming after that interview, shortly after that interview, I think. Sunday. All right. Yeah. There's stuff every day, so I'm going to be all over the place once when Hellraiser franchise show, Night of the Demons franchise show. We've got watch-alongs. We've got all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah, we have the one that everyone's going to want to join for. We have the Munsters 2022 watch-along.
Todd's making me.
Dan's excited.
I think that'll be fun with all of us, but
it probably will be. Yeah, no, it'll be a good time.
Hopefully your internet's okay, Dan, this time.
I don't think it's going to be
miraculously fucking.
You know what? I think it's okay. I think it'll make it till right before the Halloween ends.
I think his will break the Sunday after.
Yeah, there you go.
13th.
There you go.
I think the 15th his internet will not be working.
Yes, nobody believed me, but I missed our shows. I missed Region Free. I missed a whole bunch of stuff because.
Well, you got to commit, kayfabe, asshole. You're not fooling us.
He wore the neck brace home. He did the whole blind-eyed Sandman giving the whole song.
Although today I would believe it with the hurricane bullshit. So.
I think all quiet on this front. I do worry about people in Florida. Also, shout out Mikey, another friend of the show. I hope you're doing okay because I know you're on the other end of Georgia where it might be hitting a little bit harder, but I hope you're doing well. B-Movie Mike and Melissa old school Creep Show
Yeah.
Radio. I hope you're doing well, and everybody's stocked up and keeping safe, because you never know. Like I said, you just never know. Hopefully they keep downgrading it and it won't be as big of a deal. But there's the flooding too, so if you got to get out, get out.
If you guys like Dan's "Don't Worry, Darling" rating, just let us know, and we'll have him do Bros and the Woman King next.
Those might be really good.
Bros, I think he'll be. Oh, fuck, he might like both of them. He's into black chicks. Fuck. Anyway.
I liked Woman King more than I thought it was going to.
Well, it's fucking Wakanda 1.5.
I think a couple of the actresses from that are in there too.
Well, yeah. Why are you doing this to me, Todd? What are we doing right now? We're still doing some spoilers? Or are we good? Okay.
We better.
Yeah, I don't think we really had to go direct on the spoilers. I think we did it fairly well without going direct. So also patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. That all starts at just $1. A lot of bonus content. We've got a bunch of the Slashtober episodes up there already. And interview and every single day in October.
So are we doing spoilers or not? I don't even know anymore.
I don't think we have to. Are you guys good? Because I could rant more. Well, we can. Do you want to?
Yeah, there's some stuff I want to talk about for sure.
Yeah, there's some
cool.
stuff from the first
Couple
movie
of them too. Yeah.
All right, yeah, we'll go in order. I guess there are a few things. So,
Okay.
all right, spoilers. You've been warned. All right, don't worry, darling. I guess we'll hit first. You don't want to watch it.
The other movie I was talking about for that is The Matrix.
Oh yeah, Matrix, Inception.
I was thinking of that was a Monstrous with Christina Ricci too.
Ew.
Monstrous.
Kind
That
of.
movie sucked.
I don't remember that. I don't remember it.
They're in the setting of the 50s, but she's really in
50s,
modern
yeah.
day.
Oh yeah.
Or
Well, she's
also
in
that-
Matrix 4, unrecognizable.
Was she?
Yeah, for like a second.
Looks like a hobo.
Weird.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Oh.
But dude, yeah, the dinner alone is worth living this fucking life. You get a big ass feast and you get to fucking eat Florence Pugh out every fucking day. Yeah, count me in. Sounds like heaven.
He was making up for enslaving her against her will, I guess.
Dinner and dessert sounds like a good time to me.
Hey, what's the Dario do?
Yeah, and the one who fucked it up, female and a Pac. So once they get invited to the party, there's only 72 fucking people there. Why are you fucking this shit up? It was awesome.
I don't think I would have chosen, like, if I have my virtual reality like dream zone, I don't think I would have gone with the 50s. Like, I get why they're doing it here, because it's like, oh, all men were pigs back then, sort of man-aid and stuff. But
were you a fucking big James Bond fan? Or I always say that about you, but I don't. I think it's your dad.
My dad's a huge Bond guy. I mean, I appreciate
because that was cool. The reason why he had that James Bond car when they do go out to the real world, he had the big old poster
from Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's awesome, because that's not in the 50s. That's like a 60s thing. So.
Yeah, I still want my like flat screen and shit though. The TV is like, or I'd have to like just I don't know. Change the rules there a little bit.
Ben Grimm, you would still have to go out just to make enough money to stay in. But I'm with you. It doesn't seem bad. It just like play Sims or Meta, all that stupid shit. Except this time you got Florence Pugh. Whether she's tied up or not, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, just stick her between the glass.
I would have like a bunch of tattoos on Florence. I would goth up Florence Pugh, and I don't know.
She's perfect as is,
give me
dude.
a bonus.
You turn her back to fake page. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
know what? I'm now back with Dan. That shit was great. I wanted to shout
when
out
she starts up, this is my house.
If you like feet, her feet are out there the entire time. I went with someone who is a foot fetish person, and like he's like, dude, you didn't notice her feet the whole time. I'm like, I saw her shoes off, but it wasn't my thing. But apparently, it's like almost over half the movie. I was like, oh, right on.
So, question being that he's
I don't know.
Does he talk to the feet? I just don't get like. There's not a lot to do, or is it? Just
I think
like
it's about just like being taking care of yourself and keeping yourself manicured and like if it's clean, like
Okay.
I don't know. But there's also some people that are into crusty shit. But yeah, who knows?
Ugh.
So they like just like
Dude,
foot
I don't kink
fucking it?
shame.
You got to ask
I
him
don't
next
know.
time. Foot fucking the feet.
You know what? I'll connect you guys. You can ask him yourself. Ben Grimm, I would have chosen to stay. Amen, brother. I'm not trying to go back to a world where I have to work for a living. Well, I can't.
But what he meant if he was her.
Oh,
Instead. Well, we do have one of those. We had Olivia Wilde. One.
yeah, but she's
Gross.
gross. Oh, Rex knows what I'm talking about. Yep.
But you'd know that you're just kind of sitting in a bed. You know what I mean? Like for all of that, and I don't know.
Dude, but the gamers.
Give me
dude,
the sex bot. I can be in my normal body. And
You were
still
giving
do
people
that.
shit about real dolls and stuff.
Dan,
Anyway.
you can just go to Westworld. We'll go to.
Westworld. Now that's great. Westworld would be great.
It's
Yeah.
almost
No,
the same
I
thing.
disagree. That's the least interesting land.
Huh?
I'm going to Roman World.
Oh, okay.
I'm still mad we didn't get that. Oh,
We might have one more season.
I
I don't think
sorry,
we should. This way.
but
Yeah,
I think-
Spartacus.
If I'm like going out there to cosplay some shit, I think I'm going like Old West. Plus, I look the part more.
yeah, because
so-
who doesn't want to be stinky, sweaty, and
It's a fucking Rome. He was stinking.
That is-
fucking Rome, Todd.
Like brass with a rag on a stick and you
People-
share it there.
Yeah. No, you
Yeah,
get to wear. You get
Dudes
to
are
wear
like
robes,
passing the TP and like shitting
robes,
in
and
like
it's
a
all
fucking-
airy. You want
Dude,
like
the one-
leather and chaps. No.
The
Let's
one
be
episode
real.
in Spartacus where they used the public restroom, that fucking scarred me, but I was laughing so hard.
let's be real. Like anybody you were fucking back in the Old West or Rome, they
Oh, like the
smelled
meme?
like a public bathroom. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh no,
Pretty
that's
much. But-
fucking back shots back in the day. Anyway,
yeah, and you know,
What was our next movie? We had something on that. I said we are gonna bring. up.
When the screaming starts.
Yeah.
There's just one scene that I don't know if it made you guys laugh your ass off, but when Aiden first tries to kill his first victim and he fails miserably, and he just like throws a bunch of fucking just files at him like it was gonna fucking stop the motherfucker. I was dying fucking laughing. That shit is just so fucking funny. And also the dinner scene where all those fucking people are getting stabbed up.
that was
and
great.
the yoga guy is like, what the fuck is going on? Like freaking out. And then one guy starts fighting him after he's trying to fucking save one of them. And then the person ends up getting killed. The yoga guy's like, you know, he tried to fight me, so I don't feel so bad.
That's right. the one scene I really got a kick out of, and it's like very minimal, is right before they decided to go the family route, and he's in the van, and he starts to attack his old friend, and then the next scene he's just laid out in the fucking van, like, oh, you lost that fight. That's just funny. What else?
Yeah, all right, that's all I got for that.
I think we have one more movie with spoilers, maybe.
Before we go to Speak No Evil.
Speak No Evil. Yeah, I guess you can be a little more. I mean, yeah, I think I covered most of it, but yeah, when you find like the mother finding like the kid like in bed with that other couple, like that in America, like I don't know
And
that
the
that
man
fucking
is
works.
nude.
Yeah.
No, I'm not staying
Like, I
quiet.
feel like that's like you grab like the heaviest fucking thing and you just start wailing.
Just bite him in the dick.
Dude, like, but I will say when he started, when Homeboy started yelling at his son, and the guy, I forgot his character, but the girl's dad was giving him a dirty look. I'm like, you just told them not to tell your daughter what to do. You can't really do this. I mean, you can express disgust, but you can't really step in, or you're asking for like something big. So
yeah,
but
that's
I would
one-
not tolerate any of that. And I like, I'm one of the nicest people you ever fucking meet. But you cross the line, I will be a fucking dick, and I have no problem. I got enough friends. I don't need more.
I've literally seen like parents that'll let their kids like actually like they'll be kicking at another adult and not a word.
If that
I
kid
just-
kicks me, I'm gonna fuck him up. Unless they're, a little touched, then all right, you get 3.
It's gonna be like that movie or that show, The Slap, with it's gonna be just like just backhanding the shit out of them.
Dude, why'd you slap my kid? Back, because you never did. But okay, do we want to, or Kruger? You want to talk about the
Oh, dude! I mean, yeah. When they could, well, the whole tongue thing, it was so creepy when you first see the son without his tongue, and the way that little dangly thing at the bottom of your tongue was just sticking straight out. I for a sec, I had to do like a double take because I was like, "Is he a fucking alien? Like, what the hell is going on?" And then, yeah, they just straight up show the little girl get her fucking tongue cut out at the end. Like, I was completely shocked that they showed it in all its gory glory. And also the scene where they get stoned, the parents get stoned to death, that looks so fucking painful. And I've been hit with rock, like I've been hit with a big rock like that before, just a couple of times. That shit sucks. Like, I can't imagine having these brick-sized rocks chucked at you till you fucking just sit there and die. Like,
and literally rolling over for it, pretty much.
Yeah, dude. Like, I know I shouldn't be laughing at that moment, but at that point, I'm like, you got yourself here. This is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you were dealing with two like hulking like Superman either. I mean, yeah, the dad is probably losing that fight, but you just go fucking ballistic. You could have made that fucking car crash. You could have like just started gouging at the dude's eyes. There's so many things you could have done.
Even before that, dude. like there's so many opportunities. Also, trust your fucking instinct. I always say that. Like, it's very frustrating, but I did enjoy the fuck out of it, man. Dude, the Roadhouse. He's like, "Are we paying?" "Oh, thanks." Like, you fucking asshole. No. Oh, did anybody else laugh when he turned the radio back up? Because that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's actually interesting. Also, a good scene when the two dudes kind of bonded there for a little bit. That was, I was like, I get, again, people still have that issue. It's like you wouldn't go back, but yeah. So
yeah, good shit.
I love that. Oh, and also, I don't know. I know we're not going to fit it in for October, but Red Road once again with Kate Dickie. It might have been her first movie.
Let's put that on the docket, Todd, so we don't forget.
It's a good movie. Don't get it spoiled for you, but it's a good thriller, good Scottish thriller.
All right. Well, is that all of our spoilers? Before
I think that might be it for spoilers. So, yeah.
I will say, I unfortunately, we're not having the post show tonight because I would have already had the name for it. The comment I flashed. That would have been a post show.
Oh, we've been recording like mad, so yes, so gotta do some post.
Yeah, so after this on Patreon, you can go watch our newest episode of Sestero. Should have just went live right now.
Awesome. Check that out, and be sure to watch them again as they air live on
Just
YouTube.
click on it once. That's all. That's all Dan wants.
Yes. Share, hit that thumbs up. It really helps. I know a lot of you've been doing it lately, and it's definitely making a difference. So thank you so very, very much. And stay tuned for a lot of surprises on the channels, interviews, movie reviews, watch-alongs. We're the hardest working horror podcast in October.
And we will definitely have a Squared Circle Society later in the month, too.
Yeah. That's long overdue. I need to be on a show with Ozzy just to make him explode. So we're going to Scanners style. We're just going to see the head just fucking explode into the camera.
Only one guaranteed is going to be the XPW show.
There you go.
All right, guys. So good night, and we will see you later.
All right. Good evening.
Sweet dreams, motherfuckers.
Stay safe out there, guys. I'll see you in Disneyland.